the wide receiver room for the Browns just continues to take a beating. Jeremiah Grant goes down today, torn Achilles.
Jakeem,
my bad.
Yeah.
I guess he's not that important to you, Blake.
But he's just going to be a returner. That's my bad. But no, Jakeem Grant goes down. That's my fault. I apologize, Jakeem, if you're listening. And the thing is, this is a big blow to the Browns, and he wasn't even expected to be a contributor at wide receiver this year. But because of all the other issues, he's been getting run in the slot and stuff in practice now, and he was literally brought here to be like the return guy because their special teams has been so ass.
Yes.
And now we're back to square one with that. I mean, Felton's going to have to step up now on kick returns and punt returns. How many? The Browns started inside their own 10 or 15 so many times last year. This was supposed to change that.
So interesting, cool stat that I heard. Well, not cool stat, depressing stat. The Browns have not had a kick return touchdown since 2009, and then they haven't had a punt return touchdown since 2015, or switched, vice versa. But Jakeem Grant had one the last 4 years, at least one the last 4 years. So he was brought in to almost flip the field position. You know what I mean? And so now I feel like there's just another big question mark on special teams. We're trying to make special teams better because at times last year.
Well, we talked about like free agent wide receivers last week.
Yes.
So, are there any free agents out there we could pick up that
still
are
the
decent
same ones? I have
returning?
I have one, and call me crazy, and I don't know if it still holds up because this guy is old, but legendary like Deshaun Jackson he's got some wheels, but I don't know if the wheels are still good. I don't know if there's still tread on the wheels. He at one point, not that long ago, a couple seasons ago, he could still bring back some punts and bring back some kicks.
Yeah, but even then he was old.
Yeah. He's 35. He's definitely
geez.
he's definitely older. And I don't even know if they brought him in if they were like, "Hey, would you be down to be our special teams like specialist?" I don't even know if that would catch. I don't know.
I mean, if there's somebody floating around out there that's fast that could maybe return some kickoffs, that would be cool.
Is there anybody? I mean, could we get anything for Kareem?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, not necessarily free agent. Is there somebody at like a team out there who's maybe got a little extra receiver and we could trade, package Kareem in something? Because we need something. First of all, if Amari Cooper goes down, God forbid,
we are toast.
I feel like if anybody goes down at wide receiver.
Yeah, because now if you think about the preseason training camp, we are 2 weeks and we're 2 for 2 on torn ACLs. And the wide receiver room.
I talked about this some last year, and I don't know. I'm going to sound like Baker, but does Cleveland's medical staff, like, do we not, like, concentrate or focus on, like, soft tissue injuries? And we heard actually coming into, I think, this season or last season about how they were trying, like, these new scientific things to help prevent these things. And here we are in training camp with ACLs and Achilles already. It's been 2 freaking weeks.
Yeah, it happens to a lot of teams, though.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't pay attention to the other teams, I guess, but it's just like, my God, we watch training camp. They barely even hit each other.
So our wide,
it's like walkthroughs basically, and we got people dropping like flies.
Well, and like Weston's was a non-contact. He was just running his route.
Yeah, I don't know. And like, I'm not blaming you. Obviously, accidents happen, but it just, God, it seems like it hits us every single year like crazy. I mean, we had hopes for what I know he's undrafted, but I mean, we had high hopes for that guy.
Yeah, we did.
His career's probably over because he's undrafted. He'll be lucky if anybody picks him up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, David Bell almost went out early. Luckily, he's back.
That's true.
Who plays in this preseason game? We were talking about this before the show. You don't want Amari or DPJ to play.
No. I bet you DPJ plays a little bit, though. Which
is crazy. You lose one of those two guys. And then we talked about it. David Bell's a rookie, but we kind of need him this year.
I think he's gonna, and I think he needs to play.
So do you play him or do you not? Because I agree, he hasn't been in camp. He needs some kind of reps against NFL quality players before we just throw him out week 1 and say, "Hope you're good."
Like, don't laugh when I say this, but like Jamarcus Bradley showed glimpses that he could be serviceable.
No, I agree.
And then also, I was talking to Josh about this before we came on. There's a kid named Mike Harley that every day they're showing just a sweet, awesome segment of him just burning somebody and getting a touchdown. So I don't know if maybe this is an opportunity. You're kind of seeing it in Dallas where the injuries and everything are piling up in their wide receiver room, and these young guys are kind of stepping in. Maybe this is an opportunity for some of these young guys to come up and show potential where they might not have had the opportunity. And I know that the Browns were banking on Deshaun Watson elevating everybody else around him. I don't know if we can bank on that this year.
At least not for the first 6 games.
Browns fans, we just want to take a quick break in the action to remind you about DraftKings. DraftKings changed the fantasy game forever in 2012. Now, 10 years later, they're doing it again with Rainmakers Football, their first ever NFT fantasy game. A new way to enjoy daily fantasy football. A new shot to win millions in prizes, and the only NFT fantasy game licensed by the NFLPA. Playing Rainmakers Football is simple. Buy, sell, bid, and win player cards of the biggest names in the game through regular drops and auctions. Build your collection of football stars and enter free Rainmaker football contests all season long to compete for millions in jaw-dropping prizes. Each week, craft your lineups of athletes from your NFT collection and rack up points for touchdowns, receptions, and more, just like you would in daily fantasy football. The next generation of fantasy sports is almost here. Download the DraftKings Daily Fantasy app now. Sign up with promo code TPPN. Click the Rainmakers title and opt in so you can be ready for the next drop. Play free for millions in prizes all football season and build the ultimate NFT fantasy franchise with Rainmakers Football. That's promo code TPPN only at DraftKings. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.